Ralphie. How's it going? What's up? Camera quality is insanely good. Hey, Luis Fitness. Thanks for being here. It's kind of a trick. So it is a Facecam Pro by Elgato, but the background is like fake blur. It's not because of the lens or anything. But thank you, I appreciate it. Okay. Purple's going. We already have 7 viewers on Purple. That's crazy. Purple's going. Both reds are going. Now, for those... Oh, I've got to make an announcement in the Discord. For those of you that use Stream Focus, I am using a new version of Stream Focus right now. 7.3. And actually, before I show off one of the new features, I'm going to make a Discord announcement. Let's see. And before we connect to TikTok, right now we're just on Purple and Red. Let's see. Dev streams, edit, copy, paste. Okay, that is sent to the Discord. And then I'm actually gonna go to the Stream Focus chat. Hey, Stream Focus users, doing a game dev stream right now on Twitch, YouTube. Doing a game dev live stream right now, but I'm using the upcoming version of Stream Focus if you want to pop in and take a look and or ask questions. Doing a game dev stream right now. But I'm also using the upcoming version of Stream Focus if you want to pop in and take a look and or ask questions. Boom. That's Stream Focus chat. Sent. Okay, all Discord messages are sent. We're connected on red and... Cool, on red and purple. Archibald, what's up? Micah Powell, how's it going? How's it going? How's it going? Cyanide, what's up? How's it going? Okay, now I'm going to... You see I've not connected to TikTok yet, but I haven't started the TikTok stream, okay? So I'm gonna go ahead and start that. You see that it is trying to connect. Here we go. So I'm gonna go live over on TikTok. Go live. Go live. And you'll see that Stream Focus should now connect to TikTok without me having to... Yep. Yeah, let's go, dude. So this is one of the annoyances with Stream Focus over the past few months is that you have to, for it to, it doesn't handle the initial connection very well to TikTok. So what you have to do actually is you have to make sure your TikTok stream is started first and then launch Stream Focus, and then Stream Focus will connect. But if you start Stream Focus first and then you start your TikTok stream afterwards, it won't pick up that connection. So I fixed that and it works now, and I'm super excited. That's probably going to be the most welcome feature for this upcoming release of Stream Focus. But it also handles Twitch connection now better too. And there's a few bug fixes. And then I have been working on this tab up here. So if you click this on Stream Focus, for anyone that doesn't use Stream Focus, like you don't care about this, but for those that use Stream Focus, you click this up here and this will drop down a stream details panel, okay? So right now, since we're looking at all of our streams, it's kind of showing a combined of everything. If we go to purple, it'll show you some stats for purple stuff, how many new followers you have that stream, how many bits you've gotten that stream, how many new subs, and your total earnings, which is a combination of those. Same thing for over on YouTube. It shows you new subscribers, likes, super chats and stickers, and new members. And oh, well, that's a glitch right there. as you can see, this panel up here is super beta. So I'm just testing it out on stream right now. And obviously that is a glitch right there. And then TikTok will show you how many new followers that stream. Hey, look, it's working. And look, there's another feature down there. How many likes you've gotten that stream, how many shares, how many diamonds, how many new fans, and then your total earnings, which is obviously glitched out right now. Another feature of Stream Focus is that it will now show followers and shares in line in the chat. So right here, down here, you can see Elna2 followed. Nice. Okay, so that is just a quick rundown of the new Stream Focus update. I'm going to be using it on stream today just to test it out and see that everything is working correctly. But let's get caught up on chat and then we'll pray and we'll get started with some game dev. Okay, so let's do this. Who have we got in chat? We've got Scroufy, as always. Thanks for being here, my friend. We've got Luis Fitness, Shek Player. Thanks for joining the stream. I'm going to be working on a mobile superhero game for a client. Louise. Archibaldi, what's up? Gato, how's it going? Shek Player playing CS2. Awesome, awesome. Mr. Mark, welcome to the stream. Cyanide is alive, kind of. Think. Oh no, dude! I really hope you didn't get the flu, dude. It's been so rough. Like this flu season has been terrible. Thankfully, we haven't gotten it too bad in our family. I think like my middle child got it for a little bit, but didn't have it too bad. But it seems like all the families around us, like from church, neighbors, all like everyone's getting it bad. So we are just hoping and praying that we do not get it, or at least don't get it bad. Dude, Scroufy, that is such a hard thing to do. It's so hard. Okay, let's pray real quick and then we'll get started. Thank you, Lord, so much for another opportunity to just do what I love and to work on this game. I thank you so much for everyone that's on stream right now and everyone that might join later today. And I just pray your blessing over them, Lord. I pray your blessing over the stream, Lord. Would you help me just to work with excellence today, to create work that is pleasing to you and pleasing to my client. And God, I just thank you for your goodness and for all that you've done. And it's in your name I pray. Amen. Dude, 100 kids sick. That's insane. I believe it. I believe it. Okay, let's do a quick rundown and review. By the way, if anyone in chat today does use Stream Focus and has any questions about this new update, just feel free to ask and I will do my best to answer them. There's a few other things too. So like I fixed it. So another bug that we had with Stream Focus was whenever someone gifted a membership on Twitch, the alert would pop up as who the giftee was, not who the gifter was. So if Scroufy did a gifted sub to Cyanide, then it would say Cyanide received 1 gifted sub. Obviously that's not ideal. What you want it to say is Scroufy gifted 1 sub, or Scroufy gifted 25 subs to the chat, or whatever. So that has been fixed, and I haven't been able to test it yet. I hope it works. We'll see on stream today if that happens at all. Same thing with super chats. We're having an issue where super chats would sometimes the alert would get doubled, like it would show the same super chat twice. Think I fixed that, but again, can't really test it until it happens. So we'll just wait until one of these days where any of that happens. But let's do a dude. Okay, look at that. Mr. Mark gifted a tier 1 sub to Luis Fitness. They've given 8 gift subs. Dude, 8 gift subs so far. That's insane, Mr. Mark. Mr. Thank you so much. And it looks like it works. Look at that. Mr. Mark gifted 1 tier 1 subs. Okay, I do need to fix that. If it's only 1, it shouldn't have an S at the end. I'm going to jot that down. Click up. And Scroufy gifted a sub. Guys, we only needed to test it once. You will need to keep testing it, but thank you so much. You guys are way too kind. It is interesting though that it's also showing the receiver still. I didn't think it would show that. That's odd. I was not expecting that. But dude, shout out to Mr. Mark, Mr. and Scroufy for gifting subs on Purple. You guys are way too kind. And Scroufy has gifted a total of 14 in the channel. Absolutely insane. Crazy, crazy, crazy. Gifted it to, yeah, Mark Straw. Yeah, so it's showing who the gifter is correctly, so that's great. Minus the S. But it's also saying when someone became a sub. I'm not really sure I want it to show that in Stream Focus. What's up, Mova? How's it going? Can't do that face on Twitch by itself. What do you mean, Sai? Oh, look at these inline follows. I actually really like that. I was thinking that it would be too. I was thinking that it might take away from chat, but so far it's not taking away from chat. Now, if someone received like 100 followers in the chat, like yeah, that would mess up your chat. But you can turn it off too. So that's another feature in Stream Focus today. Is you can go to your TikTok settings and turn off show follows and show shares. Right now, I have it on by default. Who has games? Okay, so let's take a look at this game real quick. Let's take a look at this game where we left off last stream. This is a game I'm developing for a client. The sky is gone for some reason. I don't know why the sky is gone. Also, can we see? I want to make sure that we can actually see all of this. Bring this up to there. There we go. Okay. Oh wait, let me jot that down real quick. In my notes for Stream Focus. Thank you guys for helping me with that. It really means a lot. JJ, thank you for the love you so much. You're way too kind. Okay. One gifted sub says subs with an S. Need to singularize it. Okay. Stream notes. Okay, cool. Oh, here's the game. For some reason, the sky is completely disappeared. I don't know why. It's there. Rotation progress. I can still rotate with that. Environment, skybox, press play. Why is it blacking out? Is the camera using the wrong background? No, background type skybox. I have no idea why the sky is missing. Go back to environment and delete that. How have we already started a hype train? I have no idea how hype trains work on Purple. I know that like the more stuff people do in the chat, the more the hype train grows, but like I don't know what it takes to go from one hype train level to another. Yeah, I'll show you. I'm trying to show you the game right now, but I don't know why I've lost the background sky. It's just completely disappeared. Once I figure out this background sky, I'll play through the level for you. It's so weird. Global volume. Sunlight, real time. Day. Also, this isn't changing. Oh, I know what's happening. Okay, so it's not the sky disappearing, it's that something's happening with the sun. So where is the sun? Yeah, the sun is pointing up from the other side of the earth. Okay. As you guys can see right here. So it's something with my day-night transition settings, which we'll go into right here. Sun, end of level, beginning of level, player armature. Let's see if it jumps. Yeah, it's jumping to the very end. The rotation progress is jumping to the very end for some reason. And it's not changing as it should. Oh, because I set beginning of level all the way over there. That's right. Okay, we got it. That is the problem. And then end of level is right there. So I just got to move this back to the beginning. Now it'll work. Now, I do need to fix this because it's not how I want the lighting to work, but that should fix it. Now we can actually show the level. Sorry that took so long, guys. Okay, now we've got our light. Okay, cool. So the thing we were working on at the end of last stream was making it so that as you move from the beginning of level all the way to the end of the level, it will transition from day to night. And so that's what's happening here. But then I switched the beginning of the level to the very end, and that threw off the sky. Okay, let's show this off. Okay, here we go. Here is the game so far. Except for fighting. I'm not gonna show off the fighting and the bad guys yet. I'll just show you the level. Delirious, it is me, it is you. How are you doing? Is Chatbox Stream Focus, is that developed by you? Yes. Is that Unic? Unifor? Yes, this is Stream Focus. This is the chat app I developed. And I'm actually using the upcoming version that is not released yet. I'm using it on stream right now to test it out. It's the more subs in a row. Yes, but like how many does it take to like start a hype train? How many does it take to go from one level to the next? That's what I don't understand yet. Cyanide, that means a lot. It's pronounced like unfortunate. Oh, got it. I got it. Unfortunate. I'll try to remember that. I'll show the game as soon as I catch up on stream, guys. Just give me 1 second. Mova, yes, I did. I will respond sometime today. Oh, really? That's weird. Yeah, it's not showing up on my end as like a mod message. This is not Roblox, this is Unity Game Engine, and this game will be released on Android and iOS as its own standalone game. Supposed to work today, but I really didn't get enough sleep, plus store brains make it unpleasant to talk. Dude, Cyanide, if you're sick, do not go to work. Okay, let's do this. So you're Drip, you're a superhero. You're part of this Tooland world, which is a comic book world created by my client. And you start off at this intersection and you have to go through a tutorial. The tutorial is gonna happen in this basketball court area. You learn how to punch, fight, walk, jump, fly, all that stuff. Then you start fighting your first bad guys, and this is essentially like a side scroller game like the old games in the 80s, 90s, early 2000s. Like on arcades, like Street Fighter game, or back on the original Game Boys, like the Power Ranger games or Ninja Turtles, stuff like that. So it's a side scroller with kind of a modern twist of some 3D depth where you can go back and forth away from camera a little bit, not too far. It's not completely open world, but it's mostly just left to right movement. Beginning of levels the left, far end is at the right. You fight bad guys throughout the level, and then you have a final boss that you defeat at the end of each level. So that's the makeup. You get to this intersection. There's kind of a visual cue here that we developed a few streams ago where the road is blocked off because of construction or something. You go through here. And this is a mobile game, but right now, since I'm developing it on PC, I'm controlling it with mouse and keyboard. Where is the joystick, by the way? There it is. Oh, I just turned it off. Okay. But yeah, that's the joystick. And it all works. So like when I port this to my phone and test it, the buttons work and stuff. We made this elevator on stream. Obviously still need to make it work better, but this is the bare bones version of it, at least working somewhat. You get off, little bus stop. Here's a little church courtyard area that you can go into, get some crystals, do whatever. Keep coming, keep coming. And then you get to this, and you might not be able to tell this, but the day cycle is slowly transitioning to night as we're moving towards the end of the level. Like you can like look at that background shadow back there. You see it moving on the wall. You get to this police intersection, and this is where you first meet the final boss of this level. He breaks out of jail. His name is Rampage. He's a massive red elephant guy. Here's a picture of him right here. See if I can pull him up real quick. For those who haven't seen him yet, we have already made him for the game, but I have not showed him on stream yet. But here's a picture of him from the comic. This is Rampage. Big red elephant guy. And he looks really, really cool. The 3D version that we created. Can't wait to show him to you guys. So he busts out of jail and then he runs off up the building. And you're like, oh man, we got to chase him down. So you got to fight some goons and he runs through the building. So you've got to fly, make your way to the very top of this building. Rampage and his goons or his thugs bust out of the roof access point. You got to fight them off and then continue to chase him rooftop to rooftop. I don't mind the lighting up here now that it's transitioning like this. I really don't like the sky. The background sky looks terrible. It's too night. I don't want it to be night here. I still want it to be pure day. Guys, the more that I've been thinking about this, I think we're just going to... And then it does this cutscene transition, which we created last stream, which I'm super, super proud of and happy with. It turned out great. Actually, this cutscene does look good at nighttime. And then you have to jump off, dodge cranes as you're falling down, land. And when you land, to kind of like soften your land, there's going to be a button that pops up on the screen, and you have to push the button just exactly at the right time to land safely. And it'll land with like a superhero stereotypical pose like Spider-Man. Let me show you the pose. You guys probably know what I'm talking about, but let me show you real quick. Like this. It'll be like that type of landing. Typical Superman, Spider-Man type hero pose. So you land here and then you get to this dock shipyard area. Again, the sun is... Let me just change this to like... Okay. You get to the shipyard area. The reason why we have the day-night cycle is because in the comic book series, when you do the final boss fight at the end of the comic book issue 1, it's nighttime. So the whole book, the whole first level is daytime. You get to the final boss fight, it's nighttime. So I was playing around with this day-night cycle where it progressively gets closer to night as you get closer to the end of the level. But there's still some things we gotta work out because like there's parts of the level, most of the level I want to be daytime. I only want it to be nighttime right here, but I also don't want to just abruptly cut from day to night as soon as we get to the spot. So I'm trying to figure out a way to transition it nicely. Hey, thanks for subbing over on YT. That means a lot. See it better for a sec? Oh yeah, I can show you in just a second. So this is the end of the level. It's like this shipping container port area. This is where you fight Rampage, the final boss. And we were still like putting in all the set pieces and stuff for this part of the level. But yeah. I will zoom in. Actually, better than zooming in, let me do this. Actually bring the camera closer. Whoa. Let me actually do the actual camera. The in-game camera. Not that one. That one. There we go. Add smoothing points that are invisible in the level. Your day-night script can do math on your sun between the points using Bezier curves. So I'm already doing that. But it's taking, currently it's taking only 2 points. One point is the very beginning of the level, and the other point is the very end of the level. So it's transitioning from my day sun setting to my night sun setting over the course of the whole level. The problem with that is that I don't like the transition happening in the whole like first 2/3 of the level. I really only want it to happen at the port area. So I'm playing around with the idea of making it so, let's do this. So this whole section of the level, this whole first section on the ground and the whole second section on the rooftops is all just day. It stays the same lighting the whole time. And then once you hit this cutscene transition up here, then from this point all the way to the end, then it will start transitioning from day to night. Or we might just do a cut after this transition, going from like bright day to maybe like dusk, like a warm evening feel, and then smoothly transition that to the nighttime at the end. I think that might work, but we'll see. Scralfy, why'd you trip on the stairs? You shouldn't do that. Purple sky's a great idea. I haven't thought of that. Another thing too is the skybox that I'm currently using is like realistic lighting, and we don't really want that. We want more comic book, anime, cartoon style lighting. So I actually want to play around with that. That's a good idea. Let's try the purple. Where's the sun? There's the sun. So right here, but then let's take the skybox. You see, I like it already better, even just the blue. But like all this haziness with the browns and the yellows, I think looks like absolute trash. I think it's because of the sky tint and the ground color. Yeah, so that's better already. Ground. Yeah, ground we can't even ever really see. See, like purple does not even make it. To make it purple, I have to cheat to orange. I'm honestly tempted to not even use the skybox that comes in Unity and just use a solid color. Atmospheric thickness. What do you guys think? But yeah, purple looks really good. Looks like something you'd actually see in a video game. But like this lighting right at the end, minus that ground color. Yeah, that looks really good. That's a great idea. Yeah, we'll definitely go with the purple. Yeah, so maybe like once you get to this part in the level, maybe when you land and then we've switched to this lighting. And then we can slowly transition. Let me check the comic book real quick. See how dark the ending is. It doesn't have to match exact, but yeah, even in the comic book, the background is purple. It's dark purple, but it's purple. It's a little lighter there. They do have the moon in the background. That could be cool. Could also be a little much. Can I turn the sun into like a quasi moon? Where's the sun? There's the sun. I would need to change the position. Would be... I like it, but it's a little bright. I honestly don't think I like the moon in the background. I like it for a backlighting aspect. Well, that looks pretty cool. Strong shadows. What do you guys think? What do you guys think? Guns More Horizon, purple looks cool, like a bat. Yeah, it does, like a Batman cartoon. Neighborhood, what's up? Thanks for joining the stream. I have been well. How about you? One thing I still need to test on Stream Focus is super chats on YouTube, but I don't think we have any YouTube viewers. Oh, no, wait, we have 7. If anyone's willing to do a YouTube super chat, like $1, I think it's the smallest one you can do. I can pay you back or something, or give you a free month of Stream Focus or something. Okay. Oh, I like this. I also don't. Oh, that looks so cool, actually. Doesn't look as cool without shadows, though, and I'm pretty sure I'm going to have us give a setting to users because this is on mobile. Shadows take up a lot of performance, so users are going to need to want to turn them off, probably. I could also just bake the lighting. Well, no, I can't bake the lighting if we're changing the sun in real time like that. Changing the position. Been busy managing the app features for the game I mentioned to you. What game, Neighborhood? There's quite a few viewers that mention games, so they all start to blur together for me. If you just remind me. Change the lighting system if your users have shadows disabled, so isn't ruined. Yeah, but it's hard enough for me to come up with a lighting system even with shadows right now. How do we make it work? Oh, this looks really cool, actually. Nighttime. On the rooftops actually looks really good. With the purple backdrop, dude. Okay. We gotta figure out how to do this. Social app for a video game at 140 users. 140 users is incredible. That's awesome. A social app for a video game. I need a little bit more details. It's not quite ringing a bell yet. For the windows, you should look at making the windows duplicates of 3D shaders. What do you mean by that? The windows will be so. I mean, like these work for daytime windows, but I'm gonna make it so that the windows change for nighttime. So actually, I think these buildings already have an emissive layer, or the glass layer separated, so I can actually make these emission. Oh, that's the bottom. Is it this one? Yeah, it's this. Okay. See what this looks like. Yeah. So that already. Look at that, nighttime, boom. It's a little extreme, but maybe if we made them like a bluish. Nope. And also I don't like that they're all. They need to be separated so that you have some lights on, some off. Yeah, so that already just makes it more nighttime-ish. That looks pretty cool. It needs some tweaking, but it's definitely something we could do in game. Just to add a little bit of extra. Yes! It works! Dude, thank you so much. Danny F. Cabrera, Neighborhood, sent a $2 super chat over on YT. Thank you so much. And I believe you sent it on YouTube horizontal because it's showing the horizontal icon. Hey, Pixfire's Neighborhood, thank you so much for that. And it did not show up twice. So that means I'm 99% sure that the problem has been fixed in Stream Focus, because we're having this problem where YouTube would send 2 super chat alerts, even though there was only 1. And the reason it was doing this was because if you multi-stream to YouTube and you're like streaming to a horizontal stream and a vertical stream, they're 2 separate streams, okay? But if someone on your YouTube channel becomes a channel member or sends a super chat or does something like that on one of your streams, YouTube for some reason will show that alert on all of your streams on your channel. Because I guess apparently YouTube is treating alerts like that as like a global YouTube channel alert rather than a per stream alert. So it's a channel alert technically by YouTube standards, and so they're just showing that alert on all your YouTube streams at once. So since Stream Focus is tracking multiple streams on YouTube, it's tracking my horizontal and my vertical streams, which are 2 separate ones, it was receiving that super chat alert from both places and showing it 2 times in Stream Focus. So I fixed that. So now Stream Focus will keep track of, and it's called an e-tag, but it's essentially like an ID for each message and each alert. So Stream Focus is now keeping track of those IDs. It already was doing that for chat messages, so it would never show a duplicate chat message, but I wasn't doing that for alerts yet. So now Stream Focus is keeping track of that ID for alerts. So if it's already shown an alert in Stream Focus with a certain ID and then another alert comes through with the same ID, it won't show it. And so it looks like that fixed it. So thank you so much, Danny/Neighborhood, for testing that out. I really, really appreciate it. So that means everything in this new release of Stream Focus is working so far, except for the gifted sub showing an S for 1, which isn't that big a deal, but I can fix that pretty easy. And it's also showing who the giftee is still, which I'm not sure I like. So I need to fix that somehow. But thank you so much, Danny. That means a lot. /Neighborhood. Love hanging out, fellow devs, and would love to test Stream Focus. Been multi-streaming on Purple and TikTok. Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, send me a DM on Discord, and I'll hook you up with a free month of Stream Focus. Okay, let me catch up on chat here. You guys looks like have some good ideas here. Ever thought of making a zombie game? Not really, but what do you mean by a zombie game? Like just having zombies in a game, or making a game like, what's a zombie game? Like Uncharted? No, not Uncharted. What's the zombie game? What's the zombie game? It's not Uncharted. What is it? There's a show. I watched the show. What is the game, guys? It's got the girl in it and the guy, Pedro Pascal. What's the show? Oh my gosh, what is it? Help me out here, guys. Last of Us, yes. Thank you. Last of Us. Is that what you mean by zombie game? Something like that? No, don't really have a desire to make something like that. Let's see. Change the lighting system of users. I saw that. For the windows, you should look at making the windows. Yeah, saw that. I saw a Spider-Man game do that. You could go up to all the windows and look inside them. Yeah, we're not doing that. So I'm definitely going to be tinting all the windows. This is a mobile game, and we've already creeped up the scope a lot. And so I don't have time, and my client doesn't have the budget to, because then we'd have to put things inside all the buildings, inside all the rooms, and we're not doing that. So all the windows will be tinted. Game is Phasmophobia. It's a place for people to share tips related to it. Yeah, I do not remember this, and I feel so bad. I'm so sorry that I don't remember that. When did you mention it on stream? You should fix stream focus check for HBHP or contains a period and ends in a slash. So the people who mistype a period of a word doesn't get filtered. Is that a problem in stream focus? Unfortunate. What do you mean? Can you send a message like what you mean, showing what you mean? I'll set up an algorithm to set up each window with different configurations of brightness. Yeah, I've thought about, I really like making procedural random things like that to where essentially it's going to be random every time you start the game. I've been doing that for the bad guys to where like their clothing styles will change each time they spawn. But I was thinking about that. I'm not sure I like that for level design. Because like I was thinking of when I first started building out this level with putting all the buildings in, I was thinking about creating some procedural like building thing where different buildings would spawn at different places randomly. And I didn't like that because then it makes the level different every time. And I kind of want the level to be the same every time. Like some minor things here and there can be random, like particles or whatever, or clouds, cloud locations and stuff, but everything should be set because at least for this game, I want the game experience to be the same for every player. Automatically run every night cycle to create different combinations. In some games, I think that could be really cool, but for this game, I really want it to be kind of set. Assuming you have your registration focus with TikTok and YouTube to get off. No, so there is no OAuth yet for TikTok or YouTube. There is for Twitch, but not for TikTok or YouTube. TikTok and YouTube just connects anonymously. You can connect to anyone's stream. And technically, you can connect to anyone's Twitch stream as well, except you aren't able to get alerts from anyone's Twitch stream. You can only get chat messages. Link detection is, I had typed visual fidelity, but it was censored. It might be censored on Twitch, but I'm not censoring that in Stream Focus. I typed visual fidelity. yeah, that's not a stream focus thing. That is Twitch, it looks like. So you typed in visual fidelity with a period in between, so Twitch thought it was a link. Yeah, no, that's not stream focus doing that. I should add a feature like that, but we don't have that yet. We don't have any type of modding. Sorry. We don't have any type of modding or filtering inside stream focus yet, except for TikTok. TikTok does have this spam filtering feature. Now you're trying to connect to TikTok and now trying to add Purple to it. Just made a desktop app, come with live split, browser link. Neighborhood, what do you make all this stuff in? Like what coding language, what app, what? Guess you're not doing it in a game engine. Are you doing a game engine? What are you doing? Okay, let's figure this out. Okay, I kind of originally wanted the roof hopping stuff to be daytime, but I think it actually works better at this like pink dusk moonlit area, and then by the time we get down here we can continue the sun down. Yep, so let's do this. And so essentially these are good. Okay, I know what we're gonna do, guys. I know what we're gonna do. These are good values for the sun. Yep. Yep. Okay, I need to, because actually I really like that look right there. So here's what we're gonna do, okay. So you know how we have the lighting system going from point A to point B. Point A is the very beginning level, point B is the very end of the level. Here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna have 4 points, okay? The first point is gonna be beginning of the level. Second point is going to be right here when you first get up to the rooftop, the first rooftop. Third point is going to be at the end of the rooftop scene, or down here. Fourth point is end of level, okay? And then we're gonna have lighting transitions going from point 1 to 2 and 2 to 3 and 3 to 4. From point 1 to 2, it's going to be pure bright daytime, only a little bit of sun movement. And then from point 2 to point 3, it's gonna be this lighting scheme going a little bit of movement. And then point 3 to 4, it's gonna be full night going from here to like a little bit of movement. So I think that is the best hybrid approach to where we still get the same like lighting that we want in each of the 3 sections, and we have a little bit of movement in between. I think that's the best way to do it. So we need to establish our lighting first for each part, and then we just need to transition from 1 to 2 to 3. So I'm good with this for now, so I'm gonna go ahead and jot this down as the lighting for the rooftop part. So essentially we have, let me actually just pull up, I'll just type it here. Or I'll make a new thing inside my stream focus stuff. New doc, okay. So we have ground city scene, and then we have rooftop. Yeah, ground city, rooftop, and then we have port. This is going to be day. This is going to be purple evening, moon showing, day. Yep. And then the port is dark purple, moon hidden, I want to say. Dark purple, black. Okay, so for this rooftop purple scene, the sun has a sun filter is this value. Temp is like 10,700 and intensity is 5.5. And this, let me copy this world transform. Can I actually paste that? Sort of, not really. Okay. That's fine. And then for the end, it honestly is still good with this. Now we are gonna have some other lighting in this area, so we are gonna have like some street lights. So let me look in the street light section real quick to see what we have. Floor props. Yeah, something like this. Not quite that, that doesn't really fit. That's a lot better. And then we're gonna want actual lights in there. Nice, get some glow. Then we want an actual light in there. Hey, thanks for the follow, Underground. Means a lot. Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah, yeah. But even with the Bezier curve, like it's probably not gonna be an exact. Like it probably will not realistically transition from the first section to the second to the third section. Like it's probably gonna be completely different lighting schemes where you could never connect all them all together with just a curve, if that makes sense. Like I'll use a curve within each section, but not from section to section. Holy Brad, what's up? That's what I'll be doing for Stream Focus Neighborhood. So currently Stream Focus is in early access, so it's fully paid. It's $10 a month right now, but soon I'll bring it down to the $3 a month tier. And then eventually I'll have a base version of Stream Focus for free with extra features in Stream Focus to be paid. Next.js and Node libraries. I've been seeing a lot of people use that lately. And then Electron for apps. I've not heard of Electron. We have an interactive stream. Oh, that's cool, Neighborhood. What is the interactive stream? You need to be really careful with those on TikTok because I've seen a lot of people get banned for doing stuff like that. I was even like 2 years ago. So some of you guys know that I have my VTuber setup, like the Lego VTuber setup and the Minecraft VTuber setup. Like 2 years ago, I was because there was that whole trend going on TikTok for a while. People might still be doing it, but the whole NPC thing, where people would, like real people, like IRL, would act like an NPC, and they would do these like anime, very like robotic movements, like "Thank you for the rose, thank you for the rose," stuff like that, or "Thank you for the boxing gloves, thank you for the boxing gloves." Kind of cringe, but people would do it. People were just making bank. Okay, so I was like, I could do that with Lego Minecraft, or sorry, my Lego VTuber setup or Minecraft VTuber setup, but automate it all. So I could like pre-record all these animations and all these audio files, and I could just have it running all day long on my TikTok stream. And while I'm not even touching it, it's just an automated thing. When people send GIFs, the character reacts and does different stuff. So I started working on that like 2 years ago, but then I started seeing that people were getting banned for doing stuff like that. People were getting banned for those interactive streams on TikTok. I'll be right back. So I was seeing people that were getting banned for doing it, and so I was like, I don't want to lose my TikTok account for this. So I guess what you could do is you could make another TikTok account and then just use that to not lose your main account. But yeah, you gotta be careful with stuff like that on TikTok. So I've noticed like Purple, like Twitch doesn't seem to mind that type of stuff, so do it on Purple. There is a AI creator named Vidal or Neurosama out there. Is it Neurosama or Neurosana? What is it? Neurosama. AI characters totally automated. Well, mostly automated. And Twitch doesn't have a problem with that, so try on Twitch. But I'm gonna stop saying anything more related to that because I don't want to give anything away. Hint, hint, wink, wink. You guys didn't hear anything I just said. No worries, Ollie. Hope you have a great day. See highs of it. We go over. Oh yeah, guys, feel free to send me messages on Discord, and you don't have to DM if you don't want. I would love for our Discord to become more active. So just send messages on the Discord. I'll see it. Unless it's private and you do want to send me a DM, that's fine too. Okay, let's do this. So, this light. So we wanted to add a light in here. Assets. Nope. Let's just do this. Game object, light, point light. It's good already. Oh no, wait, we want to use a spotlight here. Apparently, I learned this a few streams ago. Did not know this. Spotlights are cheaper on performance in Unity than point lights are. Because point lights are essentially 6 spotlights in one. If you're using shadows. If you're not using shadows, then I'm pretty sure point lights are cheaper. But if you are using shadows, then spotlights are cheaper. So, fun fact. It was when I was working on the Metro scene in here. I was like, what should I use in this scene? Spotlights or point lights? And spotlights are cheaper, so. Which the Metro scene is my favorite part in this whole game. It looks so good. Okay, so let's put this guy up. Whoop, not you. Where'd my light go? I just put a light in. Well, that light's gonna pop in at some point. It's gotta be somewhere here. It's not in... Did I delete it? Oh, I did delete it because I was gonna add a spotlight instead. Duh. Light, spotlight. Silly me. Silly me. Boop. Boop. Okay. Range can be less. Also might be a little tall. Might need to adjust that. 5, that's fine for now. Intensity. Spread out more. Inner spot. I actually like that look. No, I don't. Not that. It's not that much. Yeah, that's too harsh. Let's do 90 and 30. And then just make the light yellow, of course. We want this to have some ambience, and the yellow goes so good with the purple in the background because it's one of those, I don't think it's called complementary colors, but where it's opposite on the spectrum. So you have orange typically opposite blue, and it's something that's very good for like movie posters, just for like action movies. They will contrast blue against orange, and so we've got here essentially like the purple and the yellow. That looks good. Looks good. Looks good. And I don't think shadows are turned on, so let's turn that on. A little expensive probably. Yep, no shadows. Hard shadows. I'm also pretty sure hard shadows are cheaper than soft shadows for sure. But I'll do low soft shadows for maybe medium. That's really cool. Now that we have this lighting in the foreground, I feel like we can get away more with having less good lighting in the background, if that makes sense. Okay, let's add that to there as a child. Good. Thanks for the follow, Dreamer. I feel like that's too... Also, what happens if we add fog in this final scene? Let's see what that looks like. Oh wait, it's in environment. Pretty cool. Love this, and watching you creating is amazing. Thank you, Dreamer. That means a lot. Okay, I'm gonna test out this light size with Drip. So I'm gonna move him to the very end of the level. Fast forward, fast forward, fast forward, fast forward, fast forward. Yeah, I can already tell that light is way too big. Probably need to make those 0.8 as well on the scale. Oh, but the lighting looks so good even with the black. Yeah, I'm just gonna make the ends like pure night. Yeah, it's a little tall. Let's see what this looks like at 0.8. Much better. Maybe a little short. Let's do 0.82. Let's do that. So 0.82 on the size, and then I'm just gonna go ahead and apply that light that we have in there as a prefab, or as part of the prefab override. Apply all, and then why is it more expensive for more shadows? I talked about that like a few minutes ago. Is TikTok that far behind? Or did you hear it a while ago and you're just not asking until now? Oh, you're here. Okay, so it is pretty real time. Awesome. Why is it more expensive for more shadows? I don't know the technical reason. It's just with games, shadows are more expensive. So, well, sorry, real-time shadows. So this is a real-time shadow, which means the shadow is not baked into the textures. So the light, let me grab the sun. If I move the light around, the shadows adjust in real time as the lights move. So typically, to save on performance, games will actually bake the lighting and bake the shadows into the textures. So there's no real-time shadows or lighting happening in the game. Why shadows are so heavy and take a lot of compute, I don't know the technical reason. But that shadow is actually coming from that light here. So if I move this light, move the shadow. And I hate baking in lighting into stuff. I just like doing everything real time. So I'm probably not going to be doing any baking in this game. Now that that's applied, I can just duplicate it. Duplicate. And we can have these all along the way. Probably not in the shipping area. Maybe like key sections, but we would definitely want them like pivot. We want them on this right here. Probably put one right here, and then one down here. And can also probably change the intensity down a little bit too. Like 20, and then when we apply that, that'll apply to all the lights. Yep. Cool. Let's try that out. That looks good. Yeah, need to fix that. So this is when we're at the very top and we do that first cutscene jump. So smooth, dude. Love it. You know, actually the light, like the sun position is feeling really good the way we have it here. I just need to fix the background sky color. Obviously, you'll never be able to go backwards like this, but... Hey, thanks for the sub, Sleep. Yeah, don't want to see all that in the background with the moon or the sun. Okay. So let's work out this ending scene with the sun. Pull back our document here. So the port, dark purple, black moon hidden for the very end. Sun. Oh wait, that's not that. That's a light. Probably the same settings, actually. We just bring the intensity down. And where's the skybox? That's what I need to snag. So this right here. Skybox. Atmosphere thickness 0.44. Sky tint and ground. Sky tint is that. Oops. Ground color is that. Okay. So that is for the rooftop. And then when we get to here, the final night scene, if the sun is indeed all the way to there, let's make the sun like... Guess it would be switching from sun to moon. I like that look with the shadows. It needs to be a lot less bright. 1.5. In the skybox, somebody going to join the DC now. The DC? What do you mean by that? Skybox. We will change to... Oh, okay, gotcha. Cool. Maybe sky tint to... Yeah, that looks good. That's good. Maybe a little bit of purple still. We'll do that. And ground. It's essentially ocean at this point. This is our final lighting color scheme. I like this. This feels really good. So for this final lighting stop pulling that up. Final lighting color scheme, we for the port skybox still 0.44 sky tint becomes that. Stop it. And ground becomes then I need to do the sun settings. The sun around this time is, I think this is bigger. It's too big. Here we go. Okay, so the sun at this time is going to be, that's a good position for the moonish. So copy, world transform. And that is here. Paste. Rid of that. And then the filter and all that stuff can stay the same. Oh, it's 13,000 now. 13,000. And the filter, I think is the same. Yeah, that's still the same. Intensity has gone down to 1.5. Okay, so now we have the average value for the rooftop and the port scene. Now I just need to make all the values for the ground day scene, and then we can work on transitioning between them all. Okay, so ground day scene. Ground day scene, let's go all the way back to 0. Filter was white, I remember that. Oh, I'm already transitioning the Kelvin in the code. 3500. White is good. I forget what the intensity was. Shoot. Let's move drip back to the beginning. Okay, obviously it was not 5.5 because it's way too bright. I think it was 1.3. That feels dark though, but it might just be because of the background skybox. So skybox is going to be Phasmo, thanks for the follow. This is my apps account where I have the interaction. Okay, cool. Ooh, I'm gonna check it out real quick. Which part is the interactive? I'm just seeing clips of a game. Do you have any clips of the interactive? Oh, I see it. Okay, do you know who you look like? You look like, oh my gosh, I'm blanking on his name. Shia LaBeouf. You look like Shia LaBeouf. Which is a compliment, because he's a cool dude. You look like Shia LaBeouf. That's awesome. Dude, I'll have a connector to control overlays and smart lights. Oh, okay, cool, cool, cool. Have you ever gotten that before, that you look like Shia LaBeouf? Okay, let's change the skybox back to all the original settings. Set, reset, 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 reset. Yeah, I've reset everything, but we're still not as bright as we should be. I'll take it, not yet, but I'm a fan. Cool. Yeah, sun is not 1.3. What is it? 2.3 is 2.3. Oh, maybe not. The sun still looks... Well, it's not changing the skybox back there. I'm pretty sure 2.3 is correct, but... Oh, it's the environment settings. 1.3. No? Maybe it did look like this and I just didn't notice it. Let me go back to an old stream real quick. Or actually, let me just look at my phone, because I built the game on my phone and this does not have the lighting system in it yet. Yeah, actually the sky was this dark. I'll show you guys as soon as I turn off this eye comfort shield thing, so we can actually get truer colors. Can you guys hear that? Can you hear my 8-month-old in the background? I feel like it's still a touch dark. What were the... Oh, well, 100% add clouds, yeah. Command Slime Light, how's it going? Thanks for joining the stream. Always happy to see you in stream. Yeah, we'll add clouds for sure. But the sky, I'm trying to go back to the original settings that we had for the sun. It's not the intensity. Also, I don't think I had strength of 1 for shadows. I had it at like 0.8. To help the environment. Let's see. Let's see what the, I was using the default skybox before. Let's see what that gives us. Oh, same things. Yes, that makes sense. Maybe we'll just edit it. We just need to edit it to what we want it to be. I don't need to revert back to whatever it was before. Just make it what you want it to be, Zach. Okay. So skybox. We're gonna make the color, let's see, sky tint. Maybe we just do, oh yeah, let's do that, exposure. .5 looks good. Sky tint. Oh, that looks good. Just a really nice, that's too much. Really kind of like more saturated blue than normal because I mean, this is a cartoon, it's a comic book. It's gotta be semi-saturated, right? Yeah, so that is the sky tint. Ground doesn't matter, I don't think, because we never see it. Let's do that. That looks really fun. Sky tint and 3. Atmospheric thickness 5. Blood. It's a blood moon. No. Let's do that. Okay. So there's our settings for that. So the sun. No, not sun. Skybox. Skybox setting for the ground city day. Atmospheric thickness is 1. Sky tint is that. Ground doesn't really matter, but that. And then the exposure, which I didn't save on the other settings, is 3. But it was whatever the default was, so reset that 1.3. Okay. Just go back to that and set it 1.3 for the other 2 scenes. 0.3. Be that for there. Boom. Okay. Now I just need the sun position for here. Sun. Sun. Copy. World transform. Looks way better. Yeah, I agree. Rotation. Scale. Okay. And then the intensity is 2.3. The temp. Filter is white, which is just all Fs. And the temp is 5500. Okay, so now I just need to encode transition from these settings to the next setting to the next setting. Only at certain points. I kind of want to see what it would look like. To instead of transition slowly from throughout one section, maybe just transition from from down here up to the top there. That might be too quick of a transition. But I'm gonna try it. So let's go to here. And so there's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4. So we essentially have day, evening, and night. Let's do that. It's J2Good. What's up? Going great today. How are you doing? Look like your fans are going in different directions. You're right. It does look like they're going in different directions. That's crazy. I've never noticed that before on the camera. It's just it's a frame rate thing. But I guarantee you they're not. Well, I hope they're not. Yep. I am working on the lighting cycles at different points in the level. So before we were doing day to night, going from beginning of level to end of level, but now I've switched it into kind of 3 different lighting schemes. One is daytime, one is evening, and one is night. So daytime will be the first part of the level, evening will be the rooftop jump, and then night will be the end. So now I'm just, I've put in all the settings that I want. I've jotted them down. Now I'm just in code. I need to transition from one to the next. And so I'm just now looking at this. I need to kind of repurpose the script to do that. So I'm just gonna do this. We'll do public vector 3 evening rotation Euler. So we got day, evening, night. And then here, thank you, autocomplete, day, evening, night. And then player. So now here, we'll define lighting transition points. Okay, so day end to evening start, and then evening end to night start. Okay, we have our sun, and we also need to put in our skybox now. Public skybox. Can I just edit that? I don't have to, let's see, skybox. What's a value in skybox? Whoa. Skybox is a material, so skybox, let's see, sky tint. Yeah, I probably can't do that. It's probably a material, I'm guessing. Skybox equals it is a material, which we'll set in the code, and then skybox. Let me look that up real quick. Unity URP skybox edit skybox material edit values in code. Okay, So we can just do the render settings thing like we did in the other stuff. Render settings, skybox, set float. Okay, but not rotation. We want, what do we want to do? Atmosphere thickness. There we go. We'll do those later, so we actually don't need to call the skybox, I guess. Yeah, we can just set that later. Okay, so day rotation, night rotation, do the same thing for evening. Yep. We've got all our values, that's still fine. Somehow I've got to work out, though. We only need to be switching from one to the other once you're in between two. So how do you encode check if the player is in between two positions, but not in between other positions that you're tracking to? It would be the two closest positions. So just keep track of your distance from all the positions, and you're only changing the lighting based on the two positions you're closest to. It's a little complicated. What's your question, Phasmo? I can't unsee the shy comparison. A short film. I've made short films. So my background is actually in visual effects. I've been doing visual effects and 3D animation for movies and TV shows for income since 2015. So the past 11 years. That's my background, and I've been doing that since I was a kid, really. I just started this game design stuff over the past few years. But what's your AI question? So essentially, I want to transition from day end. No, I want to transition from one light scenario to the next as you move from one point to the next. But I need to define what the lighting stuff is. So we've already got the sun. Define sun. Rotation points. Define lighting transition points. Actually move this up here. Move the sun up here. Should move it right here. And then we have the skybox settings. Well, hold on. Not just the sun position, but we also have sun filter, temp, and intensity. Filter is a color, temp is a float, I think. We're already changing the temp in this code. I think that's a float. Aren't we? Yes, it is a float. So up here, define sun settings, rotation points for sun, sun filter settings. That is a color. So it's gonna be public color, day color, evening color, night color. But the values are FFF. So I'm gonna switch these to, yeah, filter. That's what I want. Can I do hex color in code? I guess I could just copy it that way. Is it wrong that I can finish what would take me a full week without AI in a couple hours with AI, not do more with the rest of the time I have? For your job, okay, that's better context. Is your job freelance or are you employed? Doing Batman? No, not this stream. This is not a VTuber stream, just IRL game dev. Jump scare myself, didn't read a pop-up before clicking. Okay, and apparently it was, would you like to restart? Oh my gosh, no. Employed. I guess it depends. Are you paid more for your output or for your hours? I don't like that yellow we're getting out there. That does not look good. Is that yellow from the ground tint? Whoa. It's not. What is that yellow from? Atmosphere thickness. That's what it's from. Yeah, I'm honestly just not enjoying working with this skybox material. I really just want to use solid colors, I think. Because like right now this is fine, but if I was to play... Oh, it's giving me errors, shoot. If I was to play this and then like fly up in this area, it's going to be green and nasty looking. So let's bring the atmosphere thickness down. And then reset the sky tint. 0.5. That's fine, now we don't get the yellow. That's good. Okay. So we need to change that to atmosphere thickness 0.6. And then the sky tint to that. Okay. Towers output, but like if I hit deadlines, that's all they care about. Because of the situation, I'm able to work my personal projects. Are you remote? So you're remote, you've met the deadline and your salary. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, you have a better pulse on what your boss is like and your job is like than I do. I've had employers in the, not employers, but because majority of my quote career has been freelance. The times where I have kind of worked under someone who is more managerial, I've had people that, yeah, would be like, yeah, as long as you do what we need you to do, you can do whatever you want. Then I've had others that are a little more stricter. It really just depends on how you feel. It depends on how comfortable you feel your boss or your overseer would be with stuff like that. Maybe just have a conversation. I definitely wouldn't do anything if you feel like you're doing something wrong or if you feel like you're going behind someone's back. Don't do that. Yeah, I mean, it is a huge risk. Being freelance has a lot of reward, but it also has a lot of risk. Thankfully, ever since when I first made the decision to go full-time freelance back in 2015, that was a little bit scary for my wife and I. We had just gotten married, so I was like, babe, I think it's time for me to go full-time freelance. Like, this is like right after we got married. So a little scary at first, definitely had a lot of risk involved with it, but we did it, and thankfully God has just always provided for us, and I've always had work. There have been times where we've had some very close calls where we were like super low on income, didn't have work, and just some really like kind of scary moment, not scary, but anxious moments, I guess you could say. And my wife and I just prayed and asked for provision, and God provided, and I got the work. So there have been like 3 or 4, maybe 5 times like that over the past 11 years where we've really had to like pray and seek the Lord, but we did, and he provided. So I mean, I don't know where you are with like religious stuff and if you believe in God or anything, but if you hand over your work to the Lord and dedicate it to him, he'll bless it. He'll bless you. Sophie, what's up? Thanks for joining the stream. Bro, nice love story. And which language is it? This is C#. This game. We got some YouTube chatters in here. Cool. Sophie is still here. That's nice. Cool. I'm not as smart. Oh, you're smart, dude. You're smart. Oh, you are. Cool, Phasma. That's awesome. But yeah, it's definitely a I feel like that's a little too blue now. Is that a little too blue? Maybe not. It is a big step of faith for sure. Going full-time freelance. And it's hard, and there will be moments, but the reward has outweighed the good has outweighed the bad for us so far. Okay, I want to play, but all these errors are preventing me from playing. Okay. And when I play, it's going to start messing with my stuff, so I need to actually turn the script off. That's not too blue. I think that feels good. Yeah, and I definitely don't think I want the lighting slowly changing as you move across a section of the level. I really just want it to change as you're going from, like, as you're starting to move to the next section of the level. So once we get to here, and then we start flying up, then it will start transitioning to evening. That might be a quick transition though. We'll have to see. So day filter settings. That is not hex, that is RGB. Oh wait, I know what I can do. I don't have to set these in code. I can just do this. I can set them in the inspector. Yeah, day filter, evening filter, night filter. Yeah, forget all this. So then besides that, we also have the temperature. And this is a public float. Yep. Day temperature. I'll set that in the inspector. Evening and night. And then we also have intensity. Look, float, day, yep. Evening, night. Cool. I kind of want to switch these into... I kind of want to organize this by day, evening, and night rather than each setting. So let's do... I'm actually going to do a header for this. Header day settings. Evening settings, that's fine. Night settings. Night, and then day filter. Day temperature, day intensity, evening, 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 that. Perfect. Move this to the beginning. Cool, now I can set all those sun values in the inspector. If I gotta go, no worries. From UK, can't tell you specifically. I'll rewatch. No worries, dude. Thanks for joining the stream while you could. I'm from the US. Your enemy language. Going to try and compete with Thickfanity? Good luck. The thing you're doing for multi-stream chat is going to do it for stream overlays, interactions. Okay, cool, cool, cool. Well, I'm also going to be getting stream focus into that too, just so you know. But there's no problem with us competing with each other. So like I already do. So the whole reason I started stream focus was because I was already doing chat triggers with my VTuber setups. I don't know how new you are, Phasmo, or how long you've been watching my streams. Oh no, you just followed today, didn't you? Pretty sure you just followed today. See, yeah, you just followed today, so this is probably my first stream that you're seeing, I'm guessing. But I do VTuber streams as well with Lego setups and Minecraft setups where I wear this mocap suit back here and I will control a Lego character or Minecraft character. So I've been doing that for years, and I was pulling in chat from TikTok, YouTube, Twitch, and then using those chat as triggers to like switch Lego skins or Minecraft skins or whatever, doing all this stuff. So one day I was like, oh my gosh, I'm already pulling in all these chat triggers. I could just make a multi-chat app. So that's the story of how Stream Focus came about. I was already doing all this trigger stuff, and I was like, I could just make a multi-chat app. So I did that, and so currently I still have things separated. So like Stream Focus is separated from my VTuber setup, like they're using different chat stuff. But pretty soon I'm going to make Stream Focus actually output the stuff that it's receiving. So then in your own VTuber setups or your own interactive games or whatever, you can actually pull in the data that you're getting from Stream Focus to do different stuff. Oh, your neighborhood. Okay, now that makes a lot more sense. Your neighborhood, but your Phasmo on TikTok. Got it. I was so confused. Pavlov, how's it going? Check the box in day-night transition script. Yeah, I had it off because it had some errors and I wanted to play the game to show it off, but yeah, I need to turn that back on right now. Actually, I'm not. I'm going to leave it off because if I turn it back on, it's going to change my lighting in the game before I'm ready for it to. But right now I just need to do these settings. So day end, I need to set those, but then the day settings. Let's go ahead and set these. Why is it already setting a color for the filters? Did I put that in code? No. Bet if well, I don't want to reset it, but I just... Okay, let's just copy over the settings that we decided on earlier. Okay, so the day settings, day filter is going to be F, which is all white, so that's already set. And then the day temperature is 5500. The day intensity is 2.3. Okay. And then the day rotation is... I don't need to copy this whole value, just copy like the first 3 values. Wait a second. It did not copy the rotation that I wanted. It copied the quaternion. I need to, oh gosh, I copied this and it copied the quaternion, not the vector. Or not the Euler rotation. That's frustrating. Shoot. But this is the right setting, so I need to copy this over. Boop. Well, it's already set. Okay, cool. Yeah, that is frustrating. So now I'm not going to be able to copy over. Can I convert this? Shoot. It's okay. I'll fix the rotations in a little bit. No worries, Sophie. See you next time. Bye. Many attract viewer gifts interactions to make point system. Doing that too. Cool. API for the events. That would be amazing. I'm gonna do something like that eventually. This viewer stuff set up and it's not for sale. I'm sad. No, I'm sorry, Rizzy. I want to make it public and sell it, but I need to get permission from Lego and Minecraft first. Okay, let's keep copying these over. I'm gonna move this over here so I don't have to keep closing it out every time. Or minimizing it every time. Okay, so the day is set. Now the evening filter is this. Evening temperature is 10.7. The evening intensity is 5.5. And then ending is filter. Oh yeah, it's the same filter, that's why. That's right. And then temp is 13,000. Intensity is 1.5. So we have a lot of extra intensity in the evening than we do in the day. I wonder why I chose those settings. I think my PC is probably middle level, maybe a little high. It's not like super high end. It's a 13700K CPU, a 3080 graphics card, which I feel like is pretty middle ground these days. 64 gigs of RAM. I'm from US. Lexu, what's up? Thanks for joining the stream. Okay, so we've got our day, evening, night, sun settings. Now I need to add in the skybox settings as well. So up here, let's do atmosphere thickness is a float, so public float. Atmosphere thickness, sky tint, public color, sky tint. Public color, ground color, public float, exposure. Okay. And copy that. Paste. Paste. Oh, shoot. day. There we go. Then copy that. Actually, I'm just gonna do this. Yep. Copy that, or actually, let's do this. Yep. Autocomplete's gonna do a better job than me. Or a faster job than me, I should say. Cool. Real-time animation with that resolution. Are you talking about my VTuber setup? Rizzy, what's up? Is full body tracking needed or just a good camera? It depends on what your setup is. So for my setup, I have it specifically built to work with motion capture. There's plenty of VTuber setups out there that just use a webcam. If I'm able to make my VTuber setup, if I'm able to one day build the VTuber app that I want to build with Lego and Minecraft's permission, where you guys can use my setup, I would create a way in the VTuber app for you to use motion capture if you wanted, or a webcam if you wanted, or nothing if you wanted. Because before I had the motion capture suit, I've never used a webcam before. But before I used the motion capture suit, I actually used mouse and keyboard to control my character, which is really fun, a really fun hack too. So like the mouse, I had my mouse cursor set up so that the character's arm, the hand was attached to an IK rig. The whole arm was. So if you move the hand point, it would move the whole arm. And then I mapped the hand movement of the character, the IK hand point, to the mouse cursor position. So whenever I moved my mouse in real life, it would move the character's arm in the VTuber setup. So really little creative stuff like that I'd put in the VTuber app as well. Okay, let's see here. Sky. Okay. Atmosphere thickness is 0.6. Sky tint color is that. The day ground color is this. The exposure is 3. Okay. And in the evening settings, we set it to 0.44. Sky tint. Color. The ground. And then evening exposure is 1.3. Okay. And then night settings. Still 0.44. Exposure also 1.3. Sky tint is that. The ground color is that. Cool. So we have the 3 lighting settings put into the code. Now I just need to transition from one to the next as we go from point to point. Let's go ahead and make those. So I'm wanting to transition. So I'm going to rename these. Hey, thanks for the follow. This is for making a product like that, something plug and play. You mean the VTuber app? Yeah, it would be a big project, and it's something I want to do, but it's also something I don't want to do. Like, it's something I want to do because I'm not joking. There have been, over the past few years, there have been thousands of people in comments on my shorts and on my videos saying, hey, we want to use this VTuber app too. So I know the interest is there. I know I could make some decent money off of it. And I would like to make my VTuber setup available to everyone else. But I also don't want to work on it because, like, even if we get the permission from Lego and Minecraft, that's great. We would need to do that to start it anyway. But the thing is, the reason why I wouldn't want to develop it is because once I've made it, it's going to require constant updating, and that's just not something I want to dedicate my time to. I'd rather just make games and do stuff like this. Like working on a like I'd like to make the initial VTuber app, but working on it with, I feel like I'd have to dedicate a lot more time to maintaining it than I would want to. Like it would be fun to build it initially, but then to maintain it would not be fun. For me, at least. So that's why I'm hesitant. Uploading games on itch? What do you mean, what do I think about it? Yep, I understand that, Phasmo. Okie dokie. Chaotic, what's up? Thanks for joining the stream. Took me a long time to see that message, I'm sorry. Okay. Guys, I gotta use the bathroom. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. Sorry that took so long. I was getting a coffee top up as well. Does anyone drink coffee in the chat? Let me know. My opinion about it? I mean, it's fine. It's fine. I don't know. Like, what are you asking me exactly? I don't know exactly what you're asking. Okay, where's our settings? Prefer T? Gotcha. So we've got all of our settings. Everything looks good. Now I just got to figure out how to transition. Oh yeah, we're gonna add the points. So we've got day end, evening start. So I'm gonna rename these to day end. Let's just do actually day end, evening start, and then next was evening end and night start. I'm gonna put all of these into a parent. Lighting transition points. That is going to be at 0, 0. I'm just gonna reset all of these to 0. And then day end. It's going to be right about here. Well, they're all, what's their Z value? -12. Let's do that to all of them. Okay. Then day end is going to be right here. And then evening start is going to be at the top of this building. I'm honestly not sure how this is going to look. We're just gonna have to test it out. So when we move from this point to this point, we're gonna transition from day to evening. Not sure how that's gonna look. It might be too quick of a transition, but we will see. What I could do maybe is maybe bring it in a little bit, like to here maybe. I don't know, we'll see, Let's just see how it looks. And then this guy, evening end, would be up here. Nope, no characters today, Gabs. Performance, multiple meshes in the scenes, keeping vertices down. So far the performance has been fine on the geometry. One thing that you can do in Unity to make things a little more performant is something is never going to be moving. It's literally just a static. You'll understand why in a second. If a building is just static, like it's perfectly solid, will not move at all. It's not animated. It's not going to move. You can make that, set that as static in Unity. So grab a building. All these buildings are going to be static. They're not going to move. They're not going to be animated. So I will set this building up here to static. And then I'll go through all this later. But you set it as static, and that essentially tells Unity, hey, this building's never going to move. Don't worry. Like it's going to make it a little bit more performant. But even with all the buildings not static yet, not listed as static in the settings, I'm getting 120 frames per second on my phone. Now, granted, this is a pretty top-of-the-line flagship phone, and on the lower-end phone that I have over there for testing, I'm getting like 40 FPS, I think. We are going to need to do some things to tweak and to optimize for performance, but so far the geometry in the buildings are not causing the performance hit. It's mainly shadows and stuff like that. There are some, I am going to go through and optimize. I am going to go through and optimize the geometry of some of these buildings. So like this guy right here, for instance, this building right here, all these buildings are low poly in and of themselves, but this one right here has a lot of extra detail that I don't need because we're only ever seeing it from right here, right? So there's instances like that where I could cut the geometry back a lot. It's not as important right now with these assets that we have. There's other things that could be tweaked that would help the performance a lot more than changing geometry. It's a lot more important that we're careful on the geometry of the main character and the bad guys and stuff because they are animated and constantly changing in real time. So those are a lot more important than static buildings. Okay. Evening start, that's good. Evening or night start. Let me copy that. Copy, component, paste, component values. Okay. And this guy, night start, will start once we're closer to this position. Okay. So we've got the positions set. Now let's actually pull those positions into the script. So day end there, evening start there, evening end there, night start there. Okay. Now I just got to figure out how to transition between these two. Now it made sense going from just one point to another, but now I've got to figure out how to involve 4 different points. I'll see you, Command Slimelight. Hope you have a great day. XYLZOGD, what's up? I think I'm just going to ChatGPT it. I'm going to ChatGPT it. Okay, so let me just make sure I have everything set correctly first. Okay. ChatGPT. To do all the characters, Gabs, do you mean the characters for this game or my VTuber characters like the Lego stuff? What do you mean? Okay. Tool superhero game. I'm gonna talk to ChatGPT. I've found that is my favorite feature about ChatGPT, or really just any AI these days, is the ability to talk and then it translates your speech to text. It's so much faster. I can speak more. It's just so much faster than typing it out. So I'm gonna do that right now. Okay. So here we go. Okay, so I have this day-night transition script, and previously it was working to where it would change the lighting from day to night as the player moves from beginning of level to end of level. However, I've switched it up a bit to where I now have defined 3 different lighting schemes: day, evening, and night. And I have 4 different points. So I want to continue tracking the player's position between all 4 of these points. The 4 points are day end, evening start, evening end, and night start. So what I want to happen is I want, as the player moves from the day end position to the evening start position, I want the lighting to change from my day settings to my evening settings. And then when the player moves from evening start to evening end, no, wait, hold on. sorry, as the player moves from evening end to night start, then I want the lighting to change from my evening settings to my night settings. And you'll also see in this script that I've already gone ahead and defined these lighting settings for day, evening, and night. Now I just need you to figure out how to repurpose what we already have in the script, or just repurpose this to work to where we're now switching between 3 different lighting settings based on these positions rather than what we were doing before. Boom. The Legos I switched between, how long did it take to do all those characters? Different amounts of times for each of the characters. Initially, when I first launched it, all I had was the OG Lego Pixel Fire, like the blue dude, and Yoda. I initially made those for that initial release video that I have on my YouTube. Let me pull that up. Let me just go ahead and get ChatGPT working on that. Let me pull up my YouTube to explain better. Let me know if you can see this. So 2 years ago, when I first created Lego Pixel Fire, I made this teaser trailer announcing it, and the 2 characters that I made was I made Lego Yoda and Lego Pixel Fire. And so the initial creation of these 2 characters, which also meant creating all the blend shapes and everything, that took the longest amount of time. And I was working on this, I honestly don't remember how long I was working on it, for maybe 6 months to a year, just off and on in my spare time, just building these 2 characters. But ever since then, anytime that I've added a new Lego character, like Lego Emmett, at that point it's just a texture swap, essentially, like swap out the torso skin texture with a different image. I still have to make the image and stuff in After Effects or Photoshop and then swap it out. There are a few characters that take a little bit longer of a time. So like Spider-Man is just a texture swap. But characters like the Clone Trooper. Hello there, Master Obi-Wan, sir. Characters like Darth Vader, I have to actually create a new model, the helmet. Or the clone, again, a helmet. So that adds some extra time that takes. And then characters that have a lot more stuff than that, like Jack Sparrow. Jack Sparrow involves Jack Sparrow involves like not just a headpiece, but also like hair pieces, which are, I guess, essentially is part of the headpiece, but it's more involved because it's got these long dreadlocks and it's got physics into the dreadlocks and stuff. So whenever I have to add stuff like that to a character, it takes a lot longer. So it really just depends on the character of how long it takes or how hard it is to get it built. I need to go make my lunch here in a bit. I wasn't planning on doing too long of a stream today, so I might just end the stream and go eat lunch. I don't think I'll make lunch and eat on stream today, but we'll see. I'm really just happy that Stream Focus is working, so I might push out this new version of Stream Focus today or maybe tomorrow. We got some Discord joiners, Phasmo and Q something, I can't see. Use any Lego extensions or I modeled everything from scratch. I did use some Lego stuff out there for references, so like Mecha Bricks is one, another one is Bricklink. Another one is LeoCAD. So I used some other models and images as references, but I modeled everything from scratch myself in Blender. ChatGPT is taking a long time to answer this question. It's still thinking. I have it in thinking mode so it can give me better answers. That's why it's taking so long. I'm pretty confident about all of these lighting settings for the different scenes, except for the intensity for the evening, because we're jumping from 2.3 up to 5.5, then back to 1.5. Oh, I need to go through and fix the windows on the buildings, because we made them we made them the night versions, and I need to turn that off for now at least. Mega City light. Actually, is that for the light at the end? I think it's for the light at the end. Yeah, it is. Okay. So that can stay on, I guess, all the time. But it's really this guy. No, like City 1. I need to turn the intensity off for now. Boop. Yeah, there we go. And then we'll play around with transitioning the light for the intensity for those when we do the nighttime. I feel like this is a little too blue still for daytime. Let's go to our material skybox. Let's change this to 3.6. Didn't do much. 3.2. 30. Let's do 30. And then copy that. That's going to be our sky tint for the day settings. Perfect. Okay. The games with are actually interesting are the ones where we can interact and explore. The games? Yeah, I mean, I agree. I like games like that where you can do that. Man, ChatGPT has been going for 7 minutes. This is crazy. Why is it taking so long on this one question? Answer now. Yeah, something glitched out. It's giving me an error. Did you go to college to learn how to develop, or are you self-taught? I am fully self-taught. I've been... Now again, Grief, which by the way, welcome to the stream. So my background is actually in visual effects. Ever since I was a kid, like, when I was, I mean, like, how far do you want me to go back? I'll try to say this as quickly as possible. When I was a kid, I loved watching behind the scenes in movies, like behind the scenes for Lord of the Rings, Pirates of the Caribbean, Star Wars, Narnia, and I liked making short films with my friends. I wanted to put monsters and aliens and robots and lightsabers into these short films. So I found Blender and started teaching myself Blender. I grew up in Africa, so here I am, little kid in the middle of Africa, little tiny laptop, little potato laptop. Found Blender, it was free, downloaded it, started learning how to use it, and I was able to start putting stuff into short films with my friends. So then I went to college. And went through a film program, the film school. And I continued to self-teach visual effects myself, self-teach myself visual effects throughout high school and into college. And then I went through the film program in college, and they didn't teach me visual effects. I continued to self-teach that. They taught me things like script writing, directing, lighting, sound, audio, stuff like that. And then I started getting a few freelance projects with visual effects in college, and then 2015, graduated 2014, and then 2015 was able to go full-time freelance doing visual effects for movies and TV shows, and I've been doing that for the past 11 years now. But then in like 2016, 2017 era, I started dabbling with Unity stuff, then created my VTuber setup in Unity in 2019 and continued to iterate over that over the past 5 or 6 years. And then over the past 2 or 3, 4 years, I was able to start getting game design contracts as well, because a lot of the stuff carries over in 3D. So like you still model, texture, rig, animate characters for movies and TV shows the same way that you would for games. There's a few things that are different, but I mean all the skills and the experience and stuff carries over for like modeling and texturing and rigging and all that type of stuff. So motion capture, all that stuff. So now my work is kind of split between visual effects and game design. Dude, ChatGPT is like dead right now. What is going on? Yeah, I've been hearing about the RAM stuff, but I haven't looked into it. Like how bad are the RAM prices? Due to massive AI data center demand, diverting supply, causing prices to skyrocket by hundreds of %. Dang. I need to start showing you guys stuff that I'm looking at. GDDR5 examples, 8GB sticks jumped from 60 to 90 early 25 to over $300. Oh my gosh, so it's like 3.5 times more expensive. That is insane. So the manufacturers are switching to supplying AI companies rather than consumers. This is 2014. Oh, 12 years ago. Well, why is it showing me that for right now? That is terrible on Google's AI overview. It's talking about 2025, 2026, but it's referencing a Reddit post from 12 years ago. That's crazy. Yes, Shrimpy, I'm the Lego guy. David, yo means just to hop on and say I love your content. Thank you. I love watching them. You really enjoyed my day. That makes me so happy. Thank you. I'm so glad that you like my stuff. Okay, ChatGPT is done. Here's a way to repurpose what we already have into 3 lighting schemes. There's 4 transition points. Let me pull this down so you guys can, well, close that first. Okay, let's look through this first and improve it before we actually integrate it. Okay, repurpose before was day end to full day, between day and evening start. Oh, 4 transition points, day end to full day. Before day end is full day, yep. Between day end and evening start. LERP day to evening, that's fine. Between evening start and evening end. Hold full evening, yes, correct, for now. Between evening end and night start, LERP from evening to night, yep. After night start, full night, yep. Perfect, that's exactly what I want. So the drop-in replacement for your current script. Also fixes the old start level, end level. Thank you. References don't exist in the file we shared, but okay, day end, evening start. All my same settings from there. Scallop's optional. Try to drive the procedural scallop properties. Yes. Start cache rotations. What is cache rotation doing? Yep. Apply current lighting. Initialize correctly on play. Apply current lighting. Where is that? If player equals no, don't need any of that. Project positions. I'm going to access running from day end to night start. Origin. Day interest. Night start to day end. Direction. Oh, so this is just starting off with the original lighting. Project positions onto an axis running from day end all the way to night start. Okay, got it. Origin is the day end. Yep. Direction vector. Yep, is from the night start to the day end. Yep. And then the direction. Yep. So we're just getting the direction from point 1 to point 4. And then where is the player along that vector? Yep. Day end, evening start. Yep. Along. Don't fully understand this. Oh, it's just mapping. It's mapping the positions of all 4 positions along that vector. Okay. And then region A is if the player is less than or equal to day end. And yes. Apply preset day. If the player is greater than the day end and less than evening start, safe inverse. I don't know what safe inverse slurp is. I've never heard of that before. Day end, evening start, player. Slurp to evening. Okay. Region C, same thing. As player, evening start. As player, evening end. Preset evening. Yep. And then LERP evening night. And then E, apply preset night. Yep. And then float along. Yep. Where the float is in the vector. This is where it's starting to lose me right in here. Oh, because we haven't called this yet. Okay, we haven't called this yet. Or we have, but inside here, I'm guessing. And these are the presets. Apply lighting. Apply lighting, apply lighting. Then where is the apply lighting? Is that up here? That was the initial. That's all of our settings. Apply to the actual light provided. Yeah, I don't need that check, so I'm gonna add that in anyways. But yes, we rotate the sun's rotation. Those look right. We'll have to test it to see. Cool. Assign player, assign 4 points, assign your directional light. Skywalk's procedural. You guys need to apply. Yep. If your level path isn't roughly linear between day and night, tell me what actually player is along. Looks like this should work. We won't know until we try it. Instead of just copy pasting the whole thing. Well, I can copy paste the whole thing. I just need to make sure that all of my stuff is still the same. Day and evenings are. Sometimes it changes names of stuff, and if I change the name, then I'm gonna have to go and redo all the settings in the inspector. Day settings, sun. Day rotation Euler, day rotation, day filter, day temperature, day intensity. Atmosphere, I can say sky intense. Yeah, everything looks correct there. I'm just gonna copy paste the whole thing. Paste. Day night transition, still the same name. Save. Let's try it out. Am I AI? Yes, I am 100% AI. No. Chaotic, having some popcorn. Love it. Oh yeah, 100%. Easter eggs is what game design is all about. Do you like about my voice? Sure. Yeah, what's up, David? How's it going? Hope you guys are having a great day today. David, if you have not liked and followed the stream, please do so right away, or I'm gonna throw this batarang in your face. I need to do another VTuber stream soon. I haven't done one in a while. I know, hey, but are you using it to help you? It's cool either way, man. Am I using it? Like AI? Oh yeah, 100%. I use ChatGPT, sometimes Claude, but mostly just ChatGPT. I'll use it for coding help. The majority of the stuff in this game I have written myself, but occasionally I'll get some, not occasionally, often I'll get some help from ChatGPT. Okay, let's see how that works. Regardless of when I do get help with AI, 99% of the time you have to babysit it. And you have to know what you want. You have to be able to speak the language of the game or of the code to get good results. Okay, sun, let's check out these settings. Let's turn it back on. Cool, we maintained all these positions. Still have the sun. Day rotation. Okay, so evening I haven't set yet because it messed up my stuff. So I need to convert Quaternion to Euler. Properties. Or you know what? I might just go in and snag it again. Why are we super blue? What happened? I love that all of this is working in the editor too, not just play mode. Cool, so now I can actually go change these settings. Yeah, why are we so... What did it do? It's the... No? Yeah, I feel like the day exposure is too high. Also, the lighting is a little bit different. I'm just gonna go and see if this works. And then we'll change the settings later. Bucket list, I wanna make a game, but I don't know how to do that. Start small, Shrimpy. Go on YouTube. Okay, first off, download a free game engine like Unity or Unreal. I use Unity, so I'm gonna recommend that. Go to YouTube. Okay, Unity also has more resources because the Unity community is larger than the Unreal community. So there's more resources and tutorials out there, okay? So download Unity for free. Go to YouTube, find a tutorial series on how to make a roll-a-ball game. Roll-a-ball. Roll-a-ball. A roll-a-ball game is a very simple game. Your character is a ball. You roll around a little small area, collect 10 coins, and then have a little UI counter up on your screen that keeps count of how many coins you've collected. Once you've collected 10 coins, the game is over, you win. Some text pops up, says you win. That's all you gotta make. Make that as your first game. Go find a tutorial series on YouTube on how to do it. Get it done, and then you've made a game. You've made a game. You can tick that off. You have that experience under your belt, and then after that, go a little bit bigger and make a tiny bit bigger of a game, and then continue and complete that game, and then go a little bit bigger next time, complete that game. The problem with most people with game design is they have too big and too ambitious of an idea starting out. So they try to go make that, like they want to make, oh, I want to make a really big, massive open world multiplayer game like Assassin's Creed or Uncharted or Just Cause. And they try to start making it, and they get into it, and it gets overwhelming. They obviously can't do it themselves with the little experience that they have and with only one person doing it. And so they just give up and never touch it again. So that is not the way to do it. You want to start off small and then work your way up. And when I say small, I mean super, super, super small. Do not go into game design with super big expectations, okay? You can have like future dreams of where you would like to go with game design, but when you start off, you gotta be realistic and you gotta just make something really small, very simple, and just get it done. That's the whole point. Okay, so perfect. So up until that first point, nothing should be changing about the lighting, which is good. So far, there's nothing changing. I don't like the current lighting. It's okay. But we need to change some of the settings. Nothing should be changing yet until we get to the first point, which is right about here. And then it should start changing. So we start, yep, oh, look how fast it changes. Let's fly up here. Whoa. Yeah, that's, whoa, back to daytime. And then it stays at this lighting setting, which the lighting is definitely different than what I set it at before. It's because the evening rotation is not, yeah, that needs to be fixed. Let me just keep going and set it to what we want it to be. At that, oh, not there, not there, not there, not there. This is the very end. So let's set it what we want it to be. We wanted it backlit over here. Should pull it up this way. That looks good. That looks good. That's good. That's good. That's good. That's good. That was looking good. Okay. Make it. Now we can see better. Let's make it a little bit. Yeah, like right in there, like that's good. And then evening intensity. Yeah. Atmosphere thickness. Yeah, I think the way to play this is instead of just doing a hard set lighting switch, I need to have a transition that goes from evening start to evening end, and we don't have that yet. Currently it just stays the same lighting the whole time. And we could slowly transition that over time. So let's just leave it this way for now. Let's copy this rotation. Evening exposure. Let's do evening exposure 2.2. So 2.2 and this rotation Euler, copy and paste. And what do we set this to? 2.2, I think. Okay. I need to figure out why the beginning is so wah. Watching from Hungary. Oh, cool. Welcome to the stream. Bongdand Avid. This is a side-scroller superhero fighting game that I'm creating for a client. And the style and the gameplay matches the old retro games from like the 80s and 90s. So on like arcades, you would have Street Fighter. On Game Boy, you would have Power Rangers and Ninja Turtles. So it's very much that type of vibe. Side scroller where you move from left of level all the way to right of level to beat the game. You fight bad guys all in between, and then at the very end of the level, you fight the final boss. Typically, those games were very limited to just left and right, up, down movement. But in this game, we're adding a modern twist where you can go away and towards the camera a little bit. So it's not fully open world, but you can go like back there and back this. I really wanted to keep the game locked like this, left and right, up, down, but my client wanted to have some back and forth movement, so that's what we're doing. Let me go check the metro area. It's my favorite spot. Which now this lighting is completely messed up. Because of our new lighting changes. Yeah, so our lighting system right now is competing with the Metro lighting script, so I'm gonna need to fix that. Yeah, this beginning part is too bright. Oh yeah. Oh, no worries. Are you able to understand me? How are you translating what I'm saying? Dude, Shrimpy, do it and post your progress in the Discord. We have a game dev channel on the Discord. I would love to see your progress. Okay, I need to change these day settings. Day filter, that's fine. It's the atmosphere, so no, it's not. It's not that. It's somewhere in the environment settings. It's intensity multiplier. That's what it is. I like it, but it's a touch too strong. It's gonna do the day exposure, so we'll do a 2.4. I'm gonna adjust my script. We don't need this. Can also simplify by getting rid of this. Players null day, evening start, null. Yeah, just get rid of that. Let's move drip over here for quicker testing. Sia. Sia. Zia? Shia. Which one is it? Yeah, it's too... look in this game world right here. Woohoo! Okay, it's also... It doesn't transition via vertical movement. It's literally only using left to right. Yeah, I need to adjust that in the code. Okay, so I copy and pasted the script in, and it's mostly working, but currently it's only tracking the player's distance from these points on one axis. But we need to use distance because, like, when we're tracking the player's movement left to right, it's working. But if if one point is up, then it's not working. So I want it to work with vertical height as well. So like point A is at the very bottom of a building to the left a little bit, and point B is at the very top of a building to the right a little bit. As the player scales the building up to the top and moves a little right a little bit, it needs to be slowly moving the lighting scheme from one to the next. But currently it's only changing the lighting scheme as the player moves from left to right. It's not taking into consideration the vertical values as well. Oh yeah, you can have, there's nothing wrong with having big ambitions for dreams. I have, or for games. I have some big ambitions for games I would like to make in the future, but you just need to be realistic about when you're able to do that. And if you haven't made a game yet, don't let that be your first game. Just don't. You got to start small. Make something small and then go from there. Okay, I want to keep working on this, but I need to go make lunch, so I'm gonna go make lunch real quick and then come back and we'll keep going. So forgive me while I leave stream for like 5 minutes. I'll be right back soon. Okay, I'm back. Yep, sounds like a plan, Shrimpy. That's what I would do. Okay, let's read through this update. No worries. I'm just reviewing this code before I integrate it. I asked ChatGPT to make me gizmos so we can actually see the lines between all of the points in the editor. That's gonna be cool. Okay. Apply current lighting. Place with this version. Don't need that. Distance along path. Safe inverse lerp. Don't need a long anymore. And then the gizmos. Wait, wrong spot. No. There we go. Okay, let's see what that does. 8 a.m. It is 1:50 p.m. for me here. What are you doing today, Shrimpy? Nice, look at that. Look at the points. That's cool. That's a much better transition. It's still really fast. The lighting in this area looks really good. I love the silhouette stuff. It's a little dark though. Definitely need to work on that. But as far as the transition goes, I think we definitely need to move evening end down here. And then night start to here. $350, 1.4, negative 12. And then for evening, let's switch from day to evening. Yeah, I guess. Let's actually do this. Let's transition it over the course of the building scene, or the rooftop scene. So let's do. So once you get up to here, then we start transitioning, right? We want to be just past the area on the ground where we're going to allow players to move. So go from there. So we'll transition from there over the course. Whoa. Over the course of. Something like that. Yeah. So it'll go from day to evening as you go from the first building up to that building. And then it starts switching to night. No, evening end there. So there's no lighting changes from that point to that point, which is good. And then from here, we go from there to nighttime over the course of that. I think that's going to play better. Let's try that out. Yeah, it's just like all cold here this weekend. I think it's supposed to snow over the weekend, but I'm not sure. Okay, so no lighting changes yet. When you get here, now we start transitioning to evening. It's feeling good. Feels good. Then we start transitioning to nighttime. Feels pretty good. Feels pretty good to me. transition to evening is really fast here, I feel like. It honestly might not be though, because you can't just race through this part, right? You're gonna be fighting bad guys in between all this. So as you're like actually having to do stuff, collect items, fight bad guys, the progression might actually feel really good. Remember, the whole point is really just to make it so that it's nighttime for the final boss fight. That's the whole point. We're super dark at this point. Let's look at changing some of the settings here for the nighttime part. Night filter, blue is good. Where is this? Where's the moon? I thought we were supposed to see the moon. There it is. Let's just... Night intensity 2.5 maybe? Just losing a lot of light here. Sky tint. Actually, I don't think I like seeing the moon back there. My 6-year-old made this rocket ship for me. Wow, look at that. Look at the stars up there. Fire and the fins. That is awesome. That's so cool. I need to finish my lunch. Nice, Shrimpy, I want to see it. Post it in the Discord, I'll take a look. Bazinga, what's up? I think I definitely like the moon in the lighting over on this side than I do backlit. Though that thing in the background, all that ship stuff looks really cool backlit. think I'm gonna do it this way instead. That feels good. The only thing is, it is a weird shadow transition from here to there. So I would need to move this further along, I feel like, to there. Nope, that's not it. It's tough because on this rooftop scene, the lighting is backdrop, and there's that big shift right there. If I just transition the strength of the shadows, maybe that would help. No, they're still moving too much in the background. Yes, you should make him pay you. 3.5.25. 3.5.25. 3.5.2. This feels really good. The only problem I have with this is the drastic sun and shadow movement in this area right here. You can see the shadows moving on the walls. So what I think we need to do is we need the last sun change to just go ahead and happen. Right there at that point, I think. So that when you get here, come on, the sun would already be right here. So then there's no drastic change. And we do also for sure need to decrease the intensity of the shadows. Or still have the shadows, but they just need to be more faded. That's honestly happening from the intensity, I feel like. I think I'm gonna call it a day, guys. I'm going to end stream, finish my lunch, and then I'll just continue working on this a little bit off stream. And then I also need to get Stream Focus ready to push out this newest update to everyone because it's basically done. Just need a few tiny fixes. So that's gonna be it for me for today, guys. As always, thank you so much for joining the stream. And join the Discord if you haven't already. And I'll see you guys on the next stream. Bye, guys. Oh, we're going to do a raid over on Purple, so if you want to join the raid, hop over there. Otherwise, goodbye, TikTok. Have a good day, Shrimpy. I'll see you next time. So TikTok is out. Now let's end the stream on YT.